I'm a homeschool kid. Of course I'ma tell you why your business isn't doing well. Why you're still invisible, even though you're great at what you do. Part 1. The illusion of merit-based visibility. You've built the business, you've honed the skill, you've studied, served, delivered, your clients rave, your work changes lives, but still online, you feel invisible. And deep down, that invisibility doesn't just frustrate you, it insults you, because people with half your skill, half your experience, and half your integrity, they're the ones going viral. They're the ones building audiences. They're the ones getting seen. And let's be honest, you've looked at their content and thought, I could have said that better. You're right, you could have. You would have. You should be leading the conversation. But visibility doesn't work how we were taught. It's not merit-based. It's not a reward for hard work. It doesn't go to the most qualified. It goes to the most clear. And here's the truth most people never say. Visibility is not just strategy. It's identity. It's not just about what you post. It's about how your field reads when you show up. It's about what your presence transmits before you say a single word. You see, most people try to perform their way into visibility, but in the quantum world, performance doesn't create presence. Presence shapes performance. Let's break that down. In classical thinking, we're taught to produce, to grind, to earn our way into recognition. But quantum principles don't work in straight lines. A quantum particle can exist in multiple states until it's observed. It behaves differently depending on whether it's seen. It responds to the observer. Let that sink in. Invisibility isn't just a branding issue, it's a signal issue. And you don't fix your signal by doing more. You fix it by changing your frequency. You are already great. You are already qualified. But the version of you the world is picking up might not match the version you're ready to be seen as. Here's the core shift. You don't get visible by chasing the algorithm. You get visible by collapsing the field of who you used to be and transmitting the version of you that already belongs on the stage. This is where identity meets physics. This is where we stop posting for attention and start transmitting with intention. Because in the quantum world, you don't get what you hustle for, you get what you signal. And your next level visibility is not waiting to be earned, it's waiting to be embodied. The visibility field, how your identity becomes your algorithm. Part 2, you've been blaming the algorithm, saying it's rigged, saying it doesn't show your stuff. But what if I told you, the algorithm isn't broken, it's just reading your identity. You see, every platform runs on code, but the code doesn't just read pixels and captions, it reads patterns. Your patterns, what you talk about, how often you post, the energy you carry when you hit record, the words you choose when you explain your work, and not just that, it reads your belief underneath all of it. Let me break it down. You can post the right tips, use the right hashtags, follow every perfect content calendar, but if the frequency of your video is coded in fear, doubt, or smallness, the field will respond to that. Because platforms don't just serve content, they reflect conviction, and that's the shift most business owners never make. They create from their offer, but not from their identity. They try to look like an expert instead of becoming one. They chase trending sounds instead of building resonant signals, and then they wonder why no one is clicking. Let's be crystal clear. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you embody. That's not just personal development fluff, that's visibility physics. Visibility is less about what you do and more about who you are when you do it. And the algorithm, it's just a mirror. It reflects your pattern back to you. So if you feel stuck right now, if your content isn't hitting, if your views are low, if your audience isn't growing, it's not because you're not good, it's because your field is still broadcasting an old version of you. And here's the magic of the quantum. You don't need years to change it. You just need one decision, to start showing up as the version of you that already gets the result. Speak like them, stand like them, create like them, and the field will follow. Because once your identity upgrades, the algorithm won't have a choice but to adjust. The audience you've been praying for, they're not missing, they're waiting, they're tuned to a different frequency. And once you match it, you don't chase them, they recognize you. Broadcasting belief, why creators keep winning even when you're more qualified. Part 3, let's be honest, you've seen it. Creators with no background in your field, no business acumen, no client experience, no real receipts, yet they're everywhere, getting attention, getting deals, getting clients. Meanwhile, you, the one with actual results, actual skill, actual experience, can't seem to break through. And it hurts, not just your ego, your business, your revenue, your motivation. You tell yourself, I guess I'm just not good at this content stuff. But what if I told you, they're not winning because they're more qualified. They're winning because they're more clear. They're not smarter. They're just not second-guessing every word. They're not better. They're just broadcasting belief in a way the algorithm understands. Because visibility isn't given to the best. It's given to the clearest. Let me break this down. Most business owners are still trying to market, post tips, share logic, stay professional. But creators, they're not marketing, they're messaging. They're not waiting for the perfect post. They're telling stories, speaking truth, taking up space. And whether you like their content or not, the market responds. Because humans don't buy logic, they buy resonance. Here's what creators get that most business owners don't. The market doesn't follow credentials, it follows clarity. The clearest communicator wins, the one who shows up boldly, truthfully, confidently, even when they're not the most qualified. That's the person who gets the views. That's the person who gets the opportunities. That's the person who gets the clients. Not because they're better, but because they're seen. And now it's your turn. Because once you stop trying to say the right thing and start broadcasting belief from the version of you that already knows, everything changes. Your message lands, your people lean in, your videos get saved, shared, and sent to the right inbox. This is the invisible line between growth and stagnation. The difference between content that performs and content that's ignored isn't effort, it's energy. And starting today, you're done hiding. The 5 Laws of Visibility-Based Video, Part 4. Let me say this clearly, you don't need 1 million views. You need $1 million worth of clarity. Most business owners are chasing reach, but what they really need is resonance. Because virality doesn't pay the bills, conversion does. And conversion doesn't come from more followers. It comes from the right person hearing the right message at the right time and saying, that's for me. So how do we do that? How do we create videos that don't just get clicks, but get clients? We follow the 5 laws of visibility-based video. These laws apply no matter what industry you're in, what niche you serve, or what size your audience is. These are the same principles used by coaches, consultants, real estate pros, service providers, even creators with under 500 subscribers to build full-time incomes off clarity alone. Let's break them down. Law 1. Start with pain, not platforms. Don't start with your niche, start with their problem. What's the silent frustration they're feeling right now? I'm great at what I do, but nobody sees me. Start there, speak there, because if you skip their pain, they'll skip your video. Law 2. Craft the title before the content. Most people make the video first and title it after, but if your title isn't magnetic, no one even watches. Your title is your promise. Make it specific, make it emotional, make it clickable. Instead of how to build a sales funnel, try why your funnel isn't working and what to do instead. Law 3. Lead with story, not steps. Don't open with bullet points, open with real moments. Stories create emotion, emotion creates attention, attention creates retention. And retention is what feeds the algorithm and your income. Your client doesn't want 3 tips. They want to feel seen. They want to feel like you understand their problem better than they do. Start with a moment. Let them hear themselves in your voice. Law 4. Show the shift. Don't just teach information. Show transformation. Take them from before after. What changed? What breakthrough happened? What belief was blocking them? Transformation builds trust. When people see what's possible, they start believing they can do it too. Law 5. Pace it like a trailer. No fluff, no filler, no waiting to get to the good part. Your viewer's attention is dropping every second. So what do? We cut the fat. Every word must serve the message. Keep it moving. Build momentum. Make it impossible to stop watching, because when your video feels like a movie trailer for their transformation, that's when they lean in, that's when they save it, that's when they click. And listen closely. You don't need a perfect setup. You don't need fancy edits. You don't need a studio. You need presence. You need a message that makes your dream client say, I don't know who this is, but I feel like they're speaking directly to me. When you create content like that, your audience doesn't have to be big, because your impact already is. The Mirror Principle, Part 5. Let me tell you something that most business owners will never hear. Visibility isn't just a strategy, it's a reflection. You don't get what you work for, you get what you broadcast. And you're not just broadcasting content, you're broadcasting identity. Every word, every tone, every frame of your video, it's reflecting something deeper, who you believe you are. See, most people think the algorithm is biased, or that they need more hashtags, better captions, smarter SEO. But the real algorithm, it's not just data, it's energy. Because the algorithm isn't just scanning your video, it's scanning your frequency. Are you confident? Are you clear? Are you congruent? Or are you hiding? Are you saying what you think will work? Or are you telling the truth? Are you still begging to be seen? Or have you decided that you're already worthy of visibility? The mirror doesn't show you what you wish for, it shows you what you are. And when your inner identity doesn't match your outer messaging, if you're still with me right now, type I'm here in the comments so I know you're one of the action takers. People feel that, the market feels that, the algorithm feels that. It's all feedback. Let's go deeper. When you create from lack, you attract more scarcity. When you create from fear, you attract clients who don't trust. But when you create from power, when you create from alignment, when your message comes from a place of knowing, not hoping, that's when you shift the whole game. Because now you're not just making content, you're creating clarity in motion. So here's what I want you to understand. You've been trying to fix the echo, but the echo isn't the problem. The echo is a reflection of the signal, and the signal comes from you. You are the source. So if your views aren't growing, if your leads feel stuck, if your visibility feels off, don't just tweak your tags, tweak your truth. Get in alignment with the version of you who already has the success you're reaching for, and let that version lead the message, because when strategy meets identity, you stop chasing the algorithm and the market starts chasing you. Building from identity, not fear. Part 6. Let me ask you something real. Are you creating content from confidence or from compensation? Are you filming because you believe in your value or because you're trying to prove it? Because that difference, it shows up in your message. You can feel it. Your audience can feel it. You know what changed the game for me? I stopped creating from a place of lack and started creating from a place of identity. I asked myself one simple question. What would the version of me who already has the clients, the impact, the consistency, what would they post today? Not the version of me that's stressed, not the one trying to impress, the version that already is. And when I answered that, everything shifted, because that version didn't beg for validation, didn't wait to be ready, didn't play small. That version led, that version knew, that version pressed record like the world was already listening. And guess what? Here's why this works. Most people are creating content from the bottom of the mountain, talking about the climb, trying to get people to trust them, but your clients aren't looking for someone climbing. They're looking for someone who's already at the top, who can turn around and guide them up. So when you speak from identity, you're not saying, "Look at me, I hope this works." You're saying, "I've been where you are, I see you, let me show you what works." That's real trust, that's real leadership. And it doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from being anchored. So here's your new standard. Don't post from pressure, post from power. Don't chase approval, communicate from clarity. Don't ask, "Will this go viral?" Ask, "Will this be valuable?" When you create from identity, you're not chasing influence, you're becoming the evidence. Evidence that clarity wins. Evidence that truth resonates. Evidence that leaders lead from within. You're not just building a brand, you're broadcasting your becoming. Building your signal, the video that changes everything. Part 7. If you've ever wondered why your content isn't landing, why people scroll past your brilliance, why nobody's clicking, engaging, converting, let me break it down simply. It's not because you're not good, it's because your signal isn't clear. The market can only mirror what it receives, and if your content is foggy, your results will be too. But when your signal is aligned, it's like flipping on a lighthouse in a dark ocean. Your dream clients can't not see you. Let's build that signal right now. Step 1. Clarify your identity. Before you record anything, ask yourself, who am I when I'm most powerful? Not when you're trying to sell, not when you're shrinking, when you're standing in truth. That version of you has clarity. That version of you has confidence. That version of you speaks and people listen. Start from there. Step 2. Craft one powerful idea. Don't make a list of 5 tips. Don't try to sound smart. One clear, specific, transformational idea. Example, instead of 3 ways to grow your business, try the mindset shift that helped me triple my revenue without burning out. One idea, one punch, one path to trust. Step 3. Visualize the impact. Ask yourself, what would make my dream client stop scrolling, tilt their head, and whisper, "This is for me"? That's the energy your video needs to carry, not information, recognition. And don't give them tips, give them clarity, give them permission, give them themselves. Step 4. Feel the frequency. Before you press record, check your energy. Are you filming from fear or from leadership? Because energy is the first language, and if you're not in alignment, they won't be either. Show up like someone who knows this will land. Speak like the person who's already getting results. The market doesn't respond to volume, it responds to vibration. Step 5. Deliver the signal. Now that your energy is right, let's deliver. Speak directly to one person, look through the camera, not at it, and say the thing they've been trying to figure out alone. Remember, confused signals repel, clear ones convert. And here's the part most people forget. The mirror has a delay. You might post today and feel like nothing's moving, but that doesn't mean it's not working. The reflection is always catching up to the signal, so don't flinch, don't fold, don't delete, hold the frequency, because the version of you who keeps showing up clearly becomes undeniable. If this is hitting, this is where we unlock the part most entrepreneurs never master. They know how to post, but they don't know how to sustain. They burn out. They go viral once and disappear, or they stay consistent, but nothing compounds because they don't have what you're about to build. The Evergreen Flywheel, Part 8. You don't just need content. You need a system that spins with or without you. Let's be real. Posting without a system is like running on a treadmill. Lots of sweat, no momentum. And if you stop, everything stops. But once you have a flywheel, your content becomes a machine. Not just for visibility, but for trust, traffic, and time freedom. Let me break it down. What is the Evergreen Flywheel? It's the system that keeps spinning long after the upload. Your video doesn't just drop and die. It attracts new viewers every day, builds trust automatically, drives traffic to your offers on autopilot. It turns your one-time effort into long-term equity. 3 parts of the Evergreen Flywheel. Let's simplify this. 1. Foundational videos. These are the videos that answer high-intent questions your clients are already asking, like, how do I know if I'm ready to hire a coach? What's the difference between marketing and messaging? How do I get clients without posting 24/7? These build trust while building traffic. They're your anchors. 2. Scalable shorts. Take the message from your long-form content and break it down into short, punchy clips. Why? Because short-form content brings the traffic. Long-form content builds the trust that converts it. This is how the flywheel spins. Shorts pull new eyes in. Long-form makes them stay. Your offer gives them the next step. One message, many doors, one direction, revenue. Step 3. Evergreen CTAs. Every piece of content points to one clear next step. Her long-form video says, want to buy with confidence? Watch my free buyer prep class. Her short says, link in description to avoid the #1 mistake buyers make. Her pinned comment says, don't buy blind, get my free checklist. No confusion, no dead ends. Every view becomes a door. That's the flywheel. How to build your flywheel. Let's lock this in. 1. Create one transformational long-form video. 2. Extract 3 to 5 shorts from it. 3. Link everything to your offer. 4. Watch your content become a client funnel. And the best part, you don't have to do this daily. One good video becomes 10 touch points. One clear message becomes your authority. One repeatable system becomes your momentum. This is how real business owners scale without burning out. The Media Empire Mindset, Part 9. You didn't start this journey to be a content creator. You started it to be a category leader, a voice people trust, a name people remember, because content fades, but conviction echoes. This isn't about going viral, it's about going visible. Let's shift your mindset. You're not here to play the platform's game. You're here to build your own economy, and economies don't run on effort. They run on systems, standards, identity, You are not just the face of your business, you are the engine. And when you think like a media company, everything changes. Here's the shift. Most people treat content like a chore, but the top 1%, they treat it like a core business function. They don't guess, they strategize. They don't chase trends, they build timeless truths. They don't ask, what should I post? They ask, what does my market need to believe today? Because they know marketing isn't a task, it's the transfer of certainty, and certainty only comes from identity. Let's make this practical. Imagine you're a mindset coach, old way of thinking. Let me post a tip and hope it gets seen. Media empire mindset. I'll build a series showing how my framework helped a burnt-out entrepreneur go from stuck to unstoppable. Then, clip 5 shorts from that video. Drive all traffic back to a single offer. Build a playlist of transformations that position you as the obvious solution. Now you're not hoping for leads, you're engineering them. Repeat this to yourself. I am not here to compete. I'm here to communicate with clarity, power, and presence. I don't chase the algorithm. I design assets that deliver trust on demand. I'm not just a business owner, I'm the voice my audience has been waiting to hear. Because when you shift from reacting to leading, you stop surviving the algorithm and start owning your industry. Let's lock this in, because the final step might be the shift you've been missing. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. The story that sells, part 10. You can have the value, you can have the voice, you can even have the video, but if you don't know how to tell your story, your message won't move anyone, because people don't buy facts, they buy feelings. They don't buy what you teach, they buy how you made them feel when you said it. Here's the truth, facts inform, but stories transform. Information is logic, but transformation is emotion. And emotion, that's what drives action. Let me show you why story wins. Let's say you're a consultant who helps 7-figure companies streamline operations. You could say, we reduce bottlenecks in team communication. Or you could say, I remember one CEO who was losing $50,000 a month because every department thought the other one was in charge. What we did in 21 days stopped the bleeding and got the team humming like a machine. Which one lands? The story, because story takes a concept and makes it felt. Here's the simple story structure that sells. 1. The moment, a real, relatable experience. 2. The pain, what you or your client were struggling with. 3. The shift, what changed, what clicked. 4. The result, what happened after the shift. 5. The lesson, what others can now learn from this. It's not about making it dramatic, it's about making it true, because when you speak from truth, you speak with power. Here's why this works on YouTube. The first 30 seconds of your video determine everything. That's where trust is built. That's where retention begins. That's where connection is made. So instead of saying, here are 3 tips for growing your business, try this. I remember the month I made $7 but owed $413 in invoices. I'll never forget what I did next, and it changed everything. Now you've got them, because now you're real. This is the new era of leadership. We don't just educate, we connect. We don't just teach, we transform. We don't just market, we move people. And story, that's the bridge between your brilliance and their belief. So if you've ever said, I know I'm good at what I do, I just need more people to know I exist, then this isn't just a strategy, it's your next chapter. And if this series has shifted something in you, if you're done guessing, done chasing, done trying to scream louder just to be heard, then grab the $97 YouTube Masterclass below. It's the full step-by-step system built for business owners who want to become visible, communicate with clarity, and attract clients with confidence without burning out or selling their soul. You don't need more noise. You need one signal, one shift in identity, one system that scales trust, because you're not behind, you're just unseen until now. Let's make you visible. Not next year, not next month, but now. Click the link in the pinned comment. Let's get visible.